exposto e o Derek faz a troca. E agora o QCK vai buscar o Nature. Tem mais um. Olha ele!
Why not? Surely you don't expect him there. Vanity decapitated. Kate follows suit.
Hey guys, it's Mick standing here with Coach Chet after NRG take map number 1. Earlier on, we heard Ethan talk about the practice period that y'all went through after kickoff. He talked about how before kickoffs, you didn't have as much time to prepare, but you've been busy practicing ever since you were eliminated from kickoffs as Madrid was going on. So from your POV as the coach of this team, especially with everyone knowing how much talent there is in this roster, how close do you think you are to seeing the team's full potential?
I still think we're kind of working on it, but we've been working on expanding agents for certain people, so we're just going to slowly show it throughout these series, throughout the regular season, and hope we can keep improving on that, because I think that's what's going to like make us better. Also, shout out Sam.
Shout outs to you, Sam. Thank you very much, Chet, and best of luck on map number 2.
Welcome back, everyone. And NRG manages to pick up a massive win. I tell you, I looked away for a second. Loud were doing pretty good. Looked back, and then we were like basically at a tied game. What a matchup to start things off, Ender.
It was such a fun game, right? Because it starts off, the first half looks like it's going fantastically for Loud, right?
Yeah.
They've got a couple of 1v3 clutches, like coming out of nowhere. It's like, okay, wrap it up. You know, Les is out there with 18 kills in 9 rounds. Like, surely no one can come back from that.
Yeah,
right?
but once you get in the second half, I think you start to see some of those issues crop up. NRG, I think, had a lot better ideas on their attack of how they wanted to use this Jet and Yoru combination. Their dives together between Ethan and Demon1 were super successful in that half. You see that in the difference of First Blood, First Death. And on top of that, I think we still got to see some of like the classic Ethan setups, right? Even though it's Yoru instead of the KO.
Exactly, the supportive Yoru comes in absolutely clutch. Marv having a just ridiculous round right here, and it's followed up just 2 rounds later with yet another insane clutch, right? Kaunzi gets the collat, but then Crashy's had the walk up. It's a 1v2 for NRG. The round after that is another 1v2.
I will say as well, Ethan in that round where Crashes is lurking up in that was because he TP'd out. That's why he has that space to go there. They all think, oh, there's nothing left on site. And it's in those moments that you find, again, that value from the composition that they're picking.
And in that second half, I think you do have to point out kind of the Jet diff here, right? Like, there were so many questions about QCK, how well he can do in the straight-up primary duelist Jet role. And in the second half, Demon1, I think, really put a lot more on display on his attack in getting his team early advantages. On that attacking side for NRG, they were constantly playing from man-up situations, courtesy of Demon1. Loud never had those opportunities. The majority of their rounds, the reason this game was so close was late-round clutches and less dominating.
Less dominating, right? Especially like the first half, lights out, 18 kills, right? But you get a lot more freedom on the Cypher, on that attacking side, right? When you can go on your lurk missions.
I mean,
on
defense, you're in prison.
Defense, you're literally jailed. You're like, if you click E and go out of your camera, you're off the team. So at the end, you're playing against a comp that is built to dominate the Cypher setups, right? So, like, he's in a very, you know, unenviable position. And I think that, of course, you're not going to be able to shine to the same level on defense.
We need a crowd fund. Let him out of Cypher.
Get him out. Help your boy. Help your boy.
7-map Viper player.
Let's go ahead and hear from the coach of Loud to hear what they have to say going into map 2.
Smick standing here with Coach STK after that map number 1. Coach, I heard that you and the players are putting up not only a valiant effort, but doing so despite the fact that you're obviously very jet-lagged. You just came in from Northern Ireland last night and still putting up a wonderful fight. I think it's not surprising because Ethan mentions that he thinks that that's actually Loud's strength in your mental resilience. But tell us, as the coach, how are you keeping the boys focused, especially when you just traveled from so far away?
We entered this game with the mentality that, like, just have fun. I think that will be a tough game. Of course, we wanted to win so much, but we need to understand that it's a process. Maybe we are not playing like in the ideal conditions, but I think that our team is capable to do anything. But this game was really close. We lost like 2 1-on-2s on the end of the game, so probably on Sunday we are going to be better, and I hope that we win both maps.
Absolutely. Best of luck on map number 2.
Obviously a difficult situation for the Loud guys, but it doesn't, I don't think, take away from what NRG did on Breeze. I mean, it looked like, you know, they were starting to find that rhythm, which is quite scary here. And I'm excited, Ender, to see really what both teams bring to the table as we get ready for map 2.
For sure, right? The Breeze was so many scrappy rounds that went both ways in the late moments, right? Clutch from individuals. I think Sunset, much smaller map, right? A little bit more about the set pieces that you can actually work into things. This is also a map that Loud are playing their unique, you know, flashes and smoke style.
Yeah, I would kind of caution brushing it off, though, to like a couple lucky rounds in a sense, right? Because I think Loud was in the game in the first place because of a couple really nice clutch rounds from Les and Cal and Zine in the first place. So it's those types of rounds that define games. It's the game plan overall that keeps you away from those being the difference maker.
Especially on Breeze, right? A map where it's oftentimes going to come down to those. The 1% is the difference, but it always comes back to the game plan of how you're going to be able to close things out. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very different game here compared to Breeze. Loud have shown this a lot. It was pretty much their most played map throughout their run in Madrid, even back here in Americas, and they looked really kind of improved, I think, in Madrid compared to the first 2 times they were showing it. Especially their defensive protocols, the way they're fighting for space. QCK somehow looks way better on Phoenix normally than he does on Jet as well.
They looked much improved. That's also a lot more tape to be able to work at and come in here. And I actually want to talk. Chet said something interesting there where they've been working on expanding, you know,
the agent
pools, right? And this is a map that, to many people's shock, D1D1 is playing Jet. Who's playing Jet on Sunset?
Solo Sky last time. Who's doing that? Like,
so my question is, I don't think we're seeing the Jet
screen, so I'm pretty excited. I already got some spoilers.
Too busy talking.
No, wait, but is it like fraudulent the way that Ender set it up earlier?
I mean, it's not going to be the craziest thing of all time, but it is definitely going to be. I mean, speaking about Chet expanding some players, like who comes to mind in my mind? Obviously, D1D1. You're talking about the Jet here. Other teams are playing. You've seen Neon from Heretics. You've seen some Yoru from Cloud9. You've seen a lot of Raze, and that's exactly what it is.
And the Gecko.
It's the Sentinels comp right here, and I mean, you see Ethan playing the KO as well. Like, you're completely going away from.
I mean, Sentinels won the tournament with this composition for a reason. It is incredible. Your retakes with the KO Gecko flash combinations on attack. You have so much util to cycle around. I also love to get to see that Raze coming out from Victor.
I think the KO2 is so great at shutting down, whether it's the default control comp or even, you know, what Loud are going to be running here as well. There's a lot of stall that they can break through.
I really think, though, that Loud is very experienced playing against this comp. They played against Sentinels, and you already seen it before.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. We'll see what ends up happening in this one. I'm going to go ahead and assume this one's heading to map 3. So let's go ahead and send it to your casters. Hopefully you guys got a tent ready. We got Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, GB. I'm not going to lie to you, Dre. I hope so, too. I certainly hope it goes 3 maps. We've got D1D1 on Raze for the very first time ever. And, you know, you and I were chatting about it prior to the series starting. You were like, Doug, I've got a feeling. You were right. D1D1 on Raze.
I mean, I think he's been grinding it for quite a bit of time. And I'm happy that they're finally implementing this because I had questions when we saw them in the kickoff. I was like, this is a map that is just really good for Raze historically, right? Like, it hasn't been out for long, but Raze is clearly one of the most prominent picks on it. And when I saw the Jet, I was a little worried about it. I was like, this is not the meta, right? It can be countered a lot easier, I think. And I think just Raze in general on this map is just more versatile.
We'll see if he's any good at it. You imagine D1D1, he can work his way through most agents, but again, a treat, as we've never seen him play this agent before.
I have a good idea that he's going to be pretty nice. I think you could put D1D1 on anything from what we've seen, and he'll be adequate. And maybe a little bit more than that. Astra, Omen, whatever, you know.
NRG on the attack. You see Wingman already going.
Oh, that shock dart damage is big.
That paranoia is certainly going to help him. D1D1 already getting the first.
But he still has nade.
That was a free one, too. His 2Es couldn't see a dang thing.
They're going to try to fight backside with nade? They are.
Crashy swinging out. McCowan there with 2 big kills, flirting with the 3rd. Ultimately doesn't find it, but Victor's left with 10 HP. They're still playing inside the smoke. Sadak trying to creep his way out, trying to find a kill with the frenzy and cannot. Les now in a 1v2. Cam cleared. Yeah, and he hasn't gotten that far. Victor's just playing with him, playing with his food. There's the swing out. Les falls, NRG get the pistol. I believe that's the 3rd of the series. They've won every pistol so far, if I'm not mistaken.
And something that's so different that we're seeing now in this this new and improved NRG is their trading is so much better. Like Victor just getting this trade on Kawazin, huge. And then just jiggling this. They're playing these scenarios in the post plant so well. And I think that's just a time thing. Like I think it's just the synergy is a little bit more there. And I still don't think it's fully there either.
I would agree.
And that's scary for other teams. Here we go, just a nice slow mid default. Not trying to get cheesed by any deagles like they did on Breeze. QCK, were you walking in? And this is so much info gathered from him.
Hey, they've cleared so much space. QCK, you mentioned him coming in not far off. Marv's caught. Like a thief in the night, he gets the kill, he gets out.
Oh, and he just gets sat down. We got to see it through the wall.
You remember here for Loud, they didn't invest very much at all. A little bit here, a little bit there. You've got a share for Kawazin and for less. A ghost for 2Es, but in the face of the artillery that NRG has, this will be a difficult one to pull off. Although we did see signs and hints of this on Breeze, so we'll see how it plays out.
Oh my gosh.
All right, never mind. I think we're clear.
Yeah. Nice. Victor just patient on those shots. Yep. That's scary. When a player is dialed in like that and they're actually just taking their time and just making sure they hit every single shot. I mean, he's already at 6-0. This is his first appearance on Raze. Isn't that insane?
That's just wild.
And I gotta point out, Crashies is already like 2 orbs away from his ult, and that's the power of running the Gecko on this map. You can literally farm this Gecko ult, maybe have like 3-4 a half. It's kind of nutty. And we've already seen like Saucy do it.
Yeah.
We've seen PRX use the Gecko on this map. It's quite good because you can pick up the utility after you clear space. And also, you don't have to plant the bomb yourself. You can just use that little Gecko to plant for you while you just hold.
Right there.
And you need that against a retake comp like this.
You see the ping on the mini-map. Just on the other side of the wall, they realize there's a pocket there from Les as well, and it's actually Demon1 who fills that space for now. And the thing is, if they're really patient about it, you know that wall is going to get toggled again. You can catch something special, assuming the rotates come through either way. NRG turning their sights towards A.
Oh my gosh, he found the timing.
Wow! Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That was so clean.
I literally had nothing to do with Raze, but yeah, he can play Raze.
You saw the satchel exactly at the end. Come on. Cypher all invested just to secure the W.
Oh no. Oh! I thought it was going to happen.
Me too.
2Es managing to stabilize, and Kawazin there to help. Remember on Breeze, there was a massive bonus that NRG was able to cash in on. This time, the possibility to do it again. With 3 rifles still to play with, Crashies has his ult. And you've got the Molly at the beginning to keep things back. This feels borderline impossible if you're Loud. Taps through, and Dizzy's not going to find anything because of smoke, but you're right. There's the ult. Demon1 with 3 on the round. Time for a rebrand, though. As 2Es is left alone. He's got to tuck tail. He's got to get out and save that Vandal. Dre, talk to me as we see this round expire and the spike go off. Talk to me about the financial implications of being up this big early on. You've got 3 rifles that you're carrying into the next, and you've got Ethan, for example, who's currently sitting at over 4,000 credits. What does that do for your attack side?
It is just a snowball. You get more confidence because you're not scared to lose your weapons, right? So if you're not scared at all, sorry, these are beautiful shots.
That's terrifying.
He timed it perfectly, by the way. If you're not scared to lose guns, you're gonna take more risks.
Yep.
And if you're confident in those risks, I mean, you just saw Demon1 just walk straight into market right there and just get a free 2K.
It's fearless.
This is a nice spot.
6-0 for Victor, 5-1 for Demon1. And the buy for Loud, not great. 2Es has a rifle.
And
you've got Les, who's taking a little bit of space, too.
Yeah, he's so pushed up, but he only has a deagle.
Well, the thing is, that camp can't see him.
Oh, he's gonna walk right in.
finding a beautiful timing around Victor's cam.
What's the response from NRG? They're going to try to re-clear it. Not letting Les have this gun, I think, is really important. Pushing him off the line, throwing the gun off
There
the
it
map.
goes.
And that's an upgrade, too. I think Crashy's had a Guardian right there.
So they managed to keep their prized possession, keep it out of the hands of Loud. And we saw how good Les is with it. It's a wise play here.
Oh, this flash is going to be everything.
Kawanzin has his fault line too. If there's enough of a queue, he can turn onto this very quickly. But they bait out both flashes. They don't really show anything. That paranoia, I mean, there could have been a footstep, but it felt like a timing thing. There's the fault line. Tui's getting his kill and then getting out.
That was so odd.
Les is really far up here. Yes, he still just has a sheriff. Lands a little bit, deals some damage. Sonic was there to put him away. Yeah. May not have been the kill, but he did get some damage done. Now Sadak trying to jump out and clean up.
What?
Hello, bro, and he can't. Demon1 there to greet him. Crashy swinging backside, and that was a little labored. But the job was done.
He's online.
63 HP as the spike ticks away. 8 bullets. That's all it is. QCK on the flank. Tui's was there on the first. Crashy's left alone. They're patient with this. Oh, I can't believe he didn't land that shot. Tui's with 3 on the round. Loud on the board.
That was all off of what Les did, taking all that aggro space into that B main area, understanding that NRG hasn't really been pressuring that area too much in the previous rounds, and understanding that they like to take mid. So he found the perfect timing to finesse this cam.
Never
that
saw
opened
him.
up. Yeah, it opened up the entire round for them.
And then not only that, and then you remember the damage that was dealt mid, right? Delayed the rotation just a little bit, set up Sadak to get the shock dart kill.
You know, Sadak gets so much value from the shock darts, even if it's just chip damage.
Yeah.
He just has those timings down. And this might be the first Raze rocket we see out of Demon1.
If he chooses to invest in this round.
And I know Demon1 fans everywhere are praying that it's not going to be a Rosa.
Waiting with bated breath. He's got the satchels. What's the cue to go? There it is.
Here we go!
Well, that was underwhelming. He got out, though.
No Rosa!
And he gets the second kill. In the face of the flash, so QCK popped his ult. He's going to swing out and try to take the fight. But Victor pushing forward, cleans him up. That's a round for NRG.
We thought that he wasn't going to get any value. Just take the site.
100% success rate. That's not bad.
I could never, personally.
Loud calling a timeout here as they face the 3-round deficit early.
And Doug.
That's unfortunate.
That's so sad. But back to what I was trying to get at. We're 5 rounds in. This is round 5 or 6. This is round 6, I believe. And Crashies has another ult. This is what I'm talking about with the Gecko. You can just farm this ult on repeat. It's so good.
And I mean, it's not like he's been quiet, right? He's 5-2 right now. He's getting his kills, you know, he's doing his thing. But you're right, farming the orbs has been so valuable for them so far.
That's the scary thing, because let's say he just decides to just snap and just turn it on. Now all of a sudden you're talking about like infinite ult glitch.
Yeah, like an ult every round, every other round.
It can literally be possible every other round. And Loud struggling against this comp that, you know, PRX basically invented. Sentinels taking over the reins of that. And now NRG playing it, but, you know, it might be the same comp that they're playing against, but not every team plays it the same way.
Right.
And that's what's so unique about the game of Valorant. So many ways you can play and approach certain things.
2 rifles for the defense, 1 for 2Es and 1 for QCK. We've seen this defensive Viper wall, I believe, every round, if memory serves me right.
Oh, that's a mid smoke to feint that they're trying to walk down mid, but I don't think NRG is going to bite on this. They're just going to commit to the B site here. Oh my gosh.
That's the thing about, there's some of the value that you see in Phoenix, like yes, there was help over the top, and that was the cue for him to take the flash and then swing. He's gonna get more. He's gonna get more. QCK with 3, finally. The Thrash cleans it up. Victor's there with the counter punch. 2 kills found for the Sentinel, and the spike planted.
And he's going for the reflank, and this is huge because he understands how Loud likes to play this retake. They did double one-way here, and there's going to be a breach C's that can come through. Omen flash, but he's dodging all of it. Crashies just needs to live for as long as he can.
At 46 HP, though.
Oh, the whip! Oh, no!
But the pressure applied and the time bought.
They're not budging. Oh! Crashies! Full commits with the crouch peek. That was beautiful.
5 rounds for NRG, and you're right. It may not have been a kill found from Victor on that late flank, but it was enough to apply some pressure. It was enough to buy some time. Big QCK just had a ridiculous round. But yes, ultimately doesn't go the way of Loud, but
That Gecko ult saves the day.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have gotten all 5 members.
he showed no signs of slowing down.
Demon1 has been a menace in this series with the First Bloods. I think last map alone he had 7, and I'm already counting just myself right now. I think he's had at least 3 out of the 6 rounds that have been played in Marv. I haven't seen Marv do plays like this where he takes the instant timing in a long time. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Vintage Marv. 3 on the round. No idea. That was rolling back the clock.
Literally.
Spike planted.
This is scary. If I'm other VCT teams watching this right now,
One enemy
I'm scared of what I'm seeing out of this team.
I mean, I thought we'd have a massive fight on our hands. But Loud, I know it's early on Sunset, but it feels like they left a lot of what they had cooked up on Breeze. And it's tough, man, when you've got Demon1, Crashies in, Vic at the top of the scoreboard, and then Marv just starting to get online and making big plays like that.
I mean,
NRG can run away with this thing, man.
Demon1 is one-tapping people right now. I mean, it's insta. As soon as they're on his screen, it's a headshot.
there.
The round's coming in triplets for NRG.
Look at this. That was a nice shot.
It was. That was such a good setup, but this right here, it really is, that's vintage Marv. That's the Marv that we learned to know on Omen, aggressively TPing, aggressively taking space, getting behind enemy lines, finding timing windows.
And so early on, too. To be able to get that read with only, like, what, 6 rounds in play?
Yeah.
And it's not like he's been, like, lurking around in mid for, like, most of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been hitting B, they've been doing some pressure on A, and they've had Demon1 walk into mid. And I think maybe it was somebody that was just saying, you know, like, hey, like somebody from the roster, like, hey,
Take a timing.
Jimmy, I think you could take this timing top mid. Okay, bet.
He found it.
Bet found.
You sounded just like him. NRG have leaned towards A for the majority of this round. Loud don't really have much to fight back with. They can take some space, and you see what the trap setups are already. Kawanzine is rotated back A in case someone hits, with 2Es taking contact. There's the contact. Les can take contact. UCK is there with the flash. You see the layers, right? They've got traps. Yeah. Everything is a little bit considered here. If this, then this.
This should be obvious. If I'm NRG, they should hard clear this, and they do. And Marv!
Again, that was off the TP. That wasn't off the timing. He committed the ult. Kawanzine and 2Es left alone. A Stinger and a Ghost.
I got you.
I gotta say it, these rounds honestly have not been very close at all.
No.
This is very convincing so far. I don't want to rule Loud out because you could never rule them out. They're resilient. That's one of the traits that everyone from NRG is aware of.
One enemy remaining.
You know what else
Given
they are
the
right now,
history.
though? Sleepy and jet lagged.
That is very true.
And you kind of wonder, like, how much of that is having an impact on the situation. Running out of gas a little early, perhaps. But you're right. We've seen Loud in positions like this. We've seen them be resilient. We've seen them mount comebacks.
Honestly, thrive in these positions.
That's true.
All it takes is a couple rounds to string together. But NRG's not making it easy for them. Not getting thrifty. Understanding that if a thrifty comes through, this might be another close game. Like that first map.
Last player standing.
Another timeout.
That's their second.
They have a lot of ults to work with, so maybe trying to set up some type of Viper pit on one side of the map and then a trap play on the other side. 2E's has an op up into play. Maybe we'll see a little pocket strat with the breach stun and the Omen TB like we saw from EG. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I do think, like, for Loud, we've seen them try things like that. We've seen them try things like that a lot. I think, again, everything has a consideration to it. Everything has contact and then a swing, or contact and then a trap, things like that. And they just haven't really come to fruition for Loud. And then I also think worth noting, for that side of the stage to go hands off the wheel the rest of the map, both timeouts called in what, round 9?
Yeah.
It's early.
But they understand they need to salvage this half if they want any chance to win it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because by the looks of it, NRG is just taking this game and running away with it. And I want to point out again, guess what?
Yeah, point it out.
Crashies has another ult.
That's third of the half, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it's just so insane. And he only has 3 more kills than the last time, but it's just, that's how easy it is to farm this ult, especially when you have someone like Demon1 just getting the first blood every single round and just giving you the 4v5, giving you the site for free.
12-4 for the Duelist, who faced so many questions in between Kickoff and now about, you know, was it a meta problem? What happened to the Demon1 that played on EG? I know it's just one map, it hasn't even been a full half, but he's certainly answering a lot of the questions and silencing a lot of the doubters. Oh! Debut on Raze. He falls here, but Ethan's there to pick up the pieces.
Exactly where you are.
Victor not able to turn on Counting.
All the info gathered here, though. The entire map is their just playground right now. They can do anything. They're aware of where Loud is. And I want to point out as well, I feel like NRG has been trying to avoid less, and it's been working very well.
I don't blame him.
Like, the only time we've seen Les get like a first blood so far has been when he pushed up all the way into that B main area.
Marved again with the timing.
Yeah.
He's deep behind enemy lines. The surprise that has been planted.
Oh, this is a free kill. And he's patient
so with it. This is a scary sight because I've seen it go wrong, but this time it goes well. As soon as Les gets 2, as soon as the start heats up, the counterpunch is there, but now 1v1 left. Marved has been good. The tap is there. The snap is to the right, and the kill goes in favor of Marved again.
Just completely dialed in. Nothing going the way of Loud right now. And they still have 4 ults online on top of that. I spoke about it. The trading has been just crazy from NRG. Ethan getting the insta trade off of Demon1 there, and then even flicking the guy top mid. Wow, that was crazy.
Just as Les gets 2, Marv responds with 2 of his own.
No emotion.
Oh, I think that was him smiling. 7 rounds for the attack side. An ult in the hands of Demon1. We'll see if he's able to keep up that streak. That was almost dangerous. Little pre-fire almost connecting. QCK close by. There's nothing to take contact there. There's no Q to flash.
Yep.
The only saturated left has been used, and it connects.
2 for 2.
Sonic's there on the trade. The spam through. He's so weak. Ultimately falls. NRG once again in firm control of the round. A Guardian up and a Stinger to boot.
I just can't with this Gecko, Doug. I just can't. He's already more than halfway with an ult.
You're right.
I mean, it's just...
And he might get more.
Yeah, I mean, if he cleans up these kills, he's one off.
See if we can get how many... Do you think we can find how many ults, how many Gecko ults have ever been used in a half, like the most amount? That'd be a crazy stat.
I would love to have that stat, because this might be a world record.
He's certainly pushing it.
He got a kill.
He's now 2 points away from having it online again.
And a lot of success from NRG has been walking into space and not allowing these traps to be set off by utility being used. And then you see it, right? QCK is walking up to set up the flash, and he just gets picked off because he's not aware that Victor's already walked up.
Yeah, there's no safety valve. Right?
Yep.
There's nothing to allow him to get into that position and be the cue for him to flash.
This is good prep work from NRG. They definitely did their homework against how Loud likes to play and how their trap setups are built. So walking into a lot of this space on the timings they're doing, it's not just by coincidence. They know what they're doing.
It certainly seems like they know what they're doing. Up 8 rounds. Loud have found very little to, I mean, debatably no success.
It's desperation at this point, just pushing all the way up B main here with a one-way.
They're just starting to push
They don't know.
into this.
They don't know about
no
Vic.
idea. But QCK falls. He's going to carry that ult into the next round. He had it.
Now they can just slow the round down, grab this B main orb if they wish. Cam was broken though, so maybe second guessing themselves. Nope, we're going to contact again. Surely we grab this orb. Oh, is it already?
It's
it was
already
already taken.
grabbed, yeah.
It's already taken. Okay, that's fair. Look at Marved again in that mid area of the map.
Indeed, with 2 big kills, but Ethan once again on the trade. Crash, he's swinging out, deciding he didn't want the fight. Throws it in reverse and gets out. That's because Marv is so far up. This kill is everything. It lands on the left. And just like that, the map is wide open.
Oh my gosh, he's just a
30
freak.
seconds
He's
left.
a menace. He's an absolute menace. You see the pings on the minimap, understanding there's a real good chance he's taking that timing. And they're right about it. Kawanzi, no fault line.
Hey, we have Gecko ult again.
That's actually insane. The reposition from the controller.
Oh, he just turns though.
But they're both playing an elbow here.
Oh, this timing is everything for Sadak.
The fault line should be enough of a cue. Marved on the turn.
Remaining.
Oh, it was used. Crashies has to push forward. Feeling the walls closing in around him. A 1v1 now. The Molly to buy some time. QCK tanks it. He has no idea. Oh, he heard him. Footsteps betraying his position, and now the bullet's confirming.
Oh my gosh.
The Red Bull clutch for Crashies, and the 10th for NRG.
Last round in the
Oh
half.
my gosh.
This is ugly now.
This is a roster right here. I mean, Loud got 4th in Madrid, and we touched on it, right? NRG, even with only like a couple weeks practice, maybe not even, they almost made it to that event. They were so close.
1 map away.
Taking Sentinels 16-14 on the first map. They lost it. With time under the belt. I mean, they look clean.
I'm pretty sure I've only seen QCK use 1 ult.
And the trades again.
Ethan's been so, I mean, really, NRG from top to bottom have played this map so confidently. But Ethan really stands out in memory of how aggressively he's played, how confidently he's swung. And I think it goes back to what you were talking about earlier, the trades.
Yeah.
The reliance that they have on each other and the confidence to take these fights and know that there's a good chance they're going to win them.
They're so dialed in on the basic things that it just opens up to hero plays like this.
Yeah.
From Demon 1, another first blood.
QCK took that ult into halftime, saving it for the second half, I guess. I don't know. He held on to that thing for a long time. Les has found a pocket. They knew about the pocket mid. They don't know about this one. 1, 2, oh no! The Dizzy almost keeps it back. The Loud salvage. I don't know. We can call this salvaging disaster. They get their second round, but
well, Les definitely salvaged that round from being a loss because that was looking the way of NRG. 10-2. This is insane.
And almost 11-1.
Yeah.
That was crazy because the Dizzy flash was thrown forward and it gooped backward.
Look at Sadak, he's vibing. Hey, we got one, boys. We got 2.
There's a lot to be said about a leader that maintains his composure in positions like this. We're actually going to throw it down to Smix, who's standing by in the co-streaming booth.
Thank you very much, Doug. Sitting here with the lovely Piplup Tiny, or Anita, as well as Kelly. Kelly, I'm going to start with you because I know you have a certain husband that is currently playing on the server right now. And I have to think that the score is making you quite relaxed.
After watching Ethan play for all these years, I can never be like relaxed. So I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just hoping for a good game.
Okay, I like that. Let's not jinx it. We don't want to jinx anything going on over here. And Anita, I know earlier on you were talking about how you were watching C9 and how it felt really nerve-wracking. How much of that do you think is because A, Ascent was mind-boggling, and also B, you're here in the Riot Games arena?
I think it's both. The crowd is super loud and really energetic, so it's like adding to everything, and it was really hard to tell. Like, it's really hard to tell who's like gonna win the next round, but it's really exciting and fun.
I love that you guys are emotionally supporting each other for the different matches, because had it been C9 versus NRG, I don't know what would have happened on this co-stream. Before I let you guys go, obviously we would love to see them be able to close it out, but we do see some interesting things happening with NRG this time around, some new agents coming out from different players. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, they've been doing a lot of shuffling and practicing in scrims, and I'm glad they're finally like solidifying like the agents that they're trying out, and they have more reps, and I feel like along the season it'll just get better.
Love to hear it. And Anita, I know we saw earlier C9 be able to close it out, which bodes really, really well, especially with the roster changes that came in. What are you most looking forward to in the rest of the season?
I'm really looking forward to seeing how they skill and like experiment a little bit more. I know they said they were destroying during practice, so I really want to see that come out a little bit more during the games.
Maybe make it a little bit less stressful for you and the other C9 fans. For now, thank you both so much for taking the time for this quick interview. Let's head back to the casters.
Thank you so much, Smix. Yeah, shout out to everyone in the house. We've got co-streamers. We have Tupperware who's here as well. It's a party, and I wish I could say it feels like a family-friendly show, but given what NRG are doing to Loud, I don't know that that's the case. Maybe the potential for a comeback, but it really doesn't feel like that'll be what plays out. Loud on the attack side now. They've got the Viper wall to conceal the way, but they're going to be pushing into elbow. They're going to be pushing into this crashy Demon 1 duo.
Oh, no.
And as soon as I call their name, they get two.
Oh, no, Doug.
They managed to get out, too. Kawanzine took some damage there.
It's just not the two players you want to be stepping into at this moment of time.
No, and I think if this goes the way we think it's going to go, the way it seems like it's going to go, this will be 4 pistols for NRG. Unless Loud can pull off something pretty ridiculous. And so far, this might have the makings of it. Kawanzine and Tui's left. The spike is still a bit further away. As now
oh my god! I mean, he's back.
Yeah,
I mean, he never really left, but like, it's working again.
Yeah,
and it's on Raze. 18 and 8. I mean, he's trying to shut up everybody who thinks that he's just a jet and controller 2-trick. Now he can play the Raze too.
Spike down A.
I mean, the man can do it all. Wait, he's smiling for real?
He actually was smiling.
Oh my gosh.
And again, truthfully, NRG have a lot of reasons to smile. They've properly dismantled Loud from top to bottom on Sunset. It was a close affair on Breeze, but this has been anything but.
There's my buddy.
This is the tough thing about like playing at the internationals. I know we spoke about, a lot about how like that could be an advantage, right? But also, these teams that are sitting back are watching you play, and they're able to see in real time what you like to do, what your tendencies are, because they have nothing better to do. Every single player is going to dial in on that. I mean, let's be honest. They're going to scrim. They're going to watch you play.
One enemy remaining.
We've had a scroll wheel issue there. Crashy saves the day. He gets 3 on the round. NRG gets a 12. That's flawless, and
it's a wash.
Yeah, I think this is...
It's an absolute wash.
Yeah.
And if you're an NRG fan, you're happy. You're very happy right now because on paper, we knew. Everyone knows on paper this roster is supposed to be one of the best teams in the game. But to actually see it happen live in front of you, to see the work that they've put in not that long of a time, I mean, this might be the start of an era. NRG.
Well, and I think, yeah, for as much as we've talked about this team on paper and how good they might be, the truth is we haven't seen it play its way out. I still think QCK is swinging at this point. Legend has it, he's still swinging all the way around. Bless is weak, Tui's is healthy. Got a Guardian, no armor. Marved and Victor left alone in a position to put the series away. Spam not going to connect.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, man.
All onto Tui's now.
Yeah, he has full utility though. There is a chance.
Cover going out.
To keep this going, but I honestly don't think that Loud can bring this one back completely.
They're waiting. They're taking their time. Victor's managed to get it. Not like this.
Oh, he got him though.
Yeah, but he's flashed. The counter paranoia is there. It's going to buy a little bit of time. It's been half, but now Marv with a whole lot to do. And not a lot of time to do it. It doesn't matter. The kill comes through. The defuse come through. It's been an obliteration of Loud on Sunset as NRG take him down 2-0.
A convincing map win. I ran into Chet backstage when I had to use the bathroom on accident. We almost bumped into each other.
Oh, I thought you were saying you had to use the bathroom.
No. When I had to.
Sure.
And he told me, he was like, it was pretty sloppy. That's what he said.
Huh.
He said, it's not what I liked. Yeah, we won, but it was sloppy.
We got to ask
And
him
look
if
at
you
this.
like that.
This was clean.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's ecstatic and happy for the boys. 5 first bloods for D1 on that map. 12 total in the series.
Yeah, his Raze debut turned out all right.
11 plants for Crashies. And I'm pretty sure all 11 were from the little guy.
Yeah. Wingman himself.
That was honestly a sight to see. And to do that to a team of Loud's caliber, I mean, that says a lot. But, you know, it's very early on in the season. It's not over for Loud. That's why you saw smiles across the board. They understand that they're a top 4 team in this league right now.
Well, yeah, I do think I want to very quickly go back to what we were talking about earlier, because on paper, this has the chance to be one of the greatest rosters to potentially ever play the game, right, from top to bottom. But I think questions abound for everyone. Can they translate it? How many times across esports, across traditional sports, have you seen a super team built that just doesn't click? And the truth is, that's a possibility here as well.
It is.
But this was a big moment for them.
It was. And NRG, the organization in itself, is no slouch into creating teams like this. They've done it in multiple different games.
Yep.
They have the infrastructure to do so, and they know how to support their players to the fullest. And really just allow them to just thrive and just focus on the game.
So steady.
Yeah.
From Marv, steady from Crashies. It was beautiful. Really, from top to bottom. You know, we talked about it, a dismantling, an obliteration, whatever you want to call it. It was just, 13-2 really should tell you everything you need to know.
Absolutely.
On Sunset, too, a map they're familiar with, a map that they're comfortable on.
Even one Raze debut.
Yeah.
2 for 2. Raze ults, no roses.
No roses, a bunch of first bloods. Crashies really popped off from top to bottom. I think there's a lot to be excited about for NRG, for the NRG faithful. You can walk away from this knowing, yes, it's just a step, but it was a big step forward. A complete map like that matters a lot.
Yeah. And they didn't really have to show much. I mean, when you win 13-2, there's not a lot they had to show, especially on that defensive side. So this is a map that if I'm a team that they're playing next, it's scary. You might not want to have this go through again because you haven't seen their full strategy yet.
A lot to be excited for NRG. Unfortunately, we're going to throw it down to Smix at the stage for the Verizon post-match interview to tell us just a little bit more.
Thank you very much, Doug, and congratulations, Ethan. NRG walking away with the win today, 2-0 over Loud. I know after kickoffs, all of you guys were talking on social media about how you have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of practice coming your way because you didn't get that much time. After those games, I mean, from our perspective, honestly, NRG looked great. It was just that loss to Sentinels, who eventually went on to become the Madrid champions, that knocked you out. So what were those initial learnings from kickoffs that you took to heart when you went into practice?
Yeah, I think, we have obviously a lot of good players, but we got to figure out how to use them. And like you said, we didn't have a lot of time, so chemistry is a huge thing in this game, and we just needed time to build it. So we're getting there.
I asked Chet the same question, but I'm curious as the in-game leader what your perspective is as well. I asked Chet, like you just said, this roster has so much talent. The sky is really the limit with all of you. How close do you think you are in reaching your full potential and showing everything you have to show?
Yeah, I think we're always improving. So, I mean, I don't know. The sky's the limit with these guys. So I think, as long as we're improving, that's all you can really ask for. And we're getting better for sure. So it's good.
Absolutely. Chet had mentioned that one of the things y'all were working on were trying out new agents, and we certainly saw that on that second map with Gecko as well as Raze. So tell us, like, where do these ideas come from? Does it come from the players themselves? Are they suggestions from you or Chet?
Yeah. I mean, since we didn't go to Madrid, we had a lot of time to test stuff. So there's a lot of testing behind the scenes, and you know, everyone's able to play a lot of stuff on this team, so it makes it easy for the coach and me too. So yeah, there's a lot of experimenting, and it's looking good right now.
Love the versatility that we always get to see. I think my last question is, based on what you just said, I'm sure you also saw the games that were being played over in Madrid. We saw Sentinels obviously go on to become champions. Now that some time has passed, what is your reassessment of sort of the competition on the field?
It's looking good. I think NA is definitely on top right now, and I like seeing APAC play. I think they're really good too. So I'm always a fan of the APAC teams. But yeah, NA is looking nice.
Indeed, NA is definitely looking very nice. Just about 5 minutes ago, it feels like, I was actually speaking with your wife, Kelly, who's in the Riot Games arena today. And, you know, she was absolutely amazing and adorable. She was saying how she's watched you compete now for so many years. And despite the fact that y'all were up 10-2, she said, you know, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to jinx anything. I've seen Ethan in many circumstances before. What does it mean to you to have her show up and support you like this and watch you compete?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. A lot of people, you know, their dream is to play in front of their family, friends, and especially their wife. I think that's a huge thing, and so it's awesome. That's all I can ask for.
All right, Ethan, one last question for you. Obviously, in-game leading was something new for you, especially at the beginning of kickoffs. Now that you've not only had time to be an in-game leader on the stage, but of course, most importantly, in practice for as many weeks as it's been, how do you feel like you yourself have evolved in the time that you've had to do so?
Yeah, it's just a lot of learning. You know, it's a big challenge for me coming into something this new, but this is definitely the best team to do it with the first time. So it's definitely challenging. It's hard, but I like it. It's fun.
Well, you're definitely making it look easy. Congratulations once again, Ethan, as NRG take down Loud 2-0. We are going to head to the desk with Golden Boy to wrap up day number 1 here at the VCT Americas Stage 1.
Thank you so much, Smix. And now we're joined by Victor and Crashies, a dynamic duo. We've talked to them a million times, and this will be the 1,000,001st here. Fellas, firstly, good to see you. You guys had a little bit of time to cook up some stuff. Seems like the ideas were working there, huh?
Yeah. After kickoff, we were like really hard on ourselves, especially on a game like we felt we should have came out on top. And we just practiced a bunch, see what worked best for us, see what doesn't work for us, and like. We're just trying to perfect as much as possible, like trying to like inch closer and closer to perfection as much as possible.
You guys are cooking. Demon1 stole your raise, bro. What's going on here?
He's got it. Demon1's Demon1. He's got it.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you about this rivalry now. NRG Loud again to start off here. You guys were 4-4 before this. They tied up with that grand finals last year, and now you guys overtake them again. This didn't feel like the same old game right here in regular season. Maybe that's because you stopped them, but. How much are you guys like introducing the new guys to this rivalry?
Yeah, so I mean, I just want to say like I kind of feel bad for the Loud guys just because they kind of like, as everyone knows, they were like stranded in Ireland or whatever. They just got back. Yeah. But I definitely talked to them before the game. Like they were dealing with jet lag and stuff. So like, you know, I mean, I definitely feel bad for them, but we've been working really hard on ourselves, kind of like Vic was saying. Just really striving for perfection, trying to get the chemistry down, and yeah, just really drilling ourselves. So feels good.
Yeah. You'll take those.
I mean, well, you guys did talk about, you know, the work that you guys put into this. But from both of y'all's experience, right, being in those situations, you're close to qualifying. I mean, you guys have been in that situation so many times in the past, and then you fall short. And I know you guys said you beat yourself up over it. But what was it like for you guys as veterans of NRG, along with Chet, to really, like, make everyone, I guess, feel a bit more comfortable? Because, you know, you got Ethan, world champion, you know, doesn't qualify for an event. Demon1, world champion, doesn't qualify for an event. So how do you guys, as the veterans of NRG, keep them, you know, focused here?
It definitely was a process. It wasn't easy, for sure. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming from, like...
Personality clash, or was it just...
Not really, but everyone's coming from, like, high accomplishments. Like, for example, they came from EG. They just won champs. Fair. Like, they definitely have their own idea how they want to play.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, the problem is just figuring out how we can just put everyone
How everything
together.
gels, right?
How we can put everyone together, how we can compromise on how we want to play out situations, how we want to play clutches, just stuff like that. Like, just come to a compromise on how we want to play every single situation. So everyone's just on the same page naturally, and just it goes like that.
Yeah.
And there's no like confusion in the middle around like, do we do this or do we do this?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a lot of drilling and making sure everyone's on the same page and making sure everyone's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
How does Marv fit back in with all that?
Yeah, I mean, it just feels so natural. Like, we always clicked on Optic back in the day.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think the only thing with him, it was just like catching him back up to speed with how we wanted to play. Obviously, he came from a different team culture in Sentinels at the time. But I mean, it was so easy with him. He just, like I said, he just clicks. He understands how we want to play the game. And he's just like a very easy teammate to get along with. So it was easy.
Yeah. I also want to add that, like, Jimmy is coming from Sentinels where he had like a short little IGL stint. And like, I can tell he's learned a lot from that experience.
Okay.
Just from like the difference of how he is on this team versus how he was on Optic. And like, I can just tell like he's learned a lot. And I think he's improved significantly since that time.
Oh, yeah.
Something that I was curious about was, because when I saw Marv down the lineup, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, you guys getting back to familiar territory. But there was that period, as you had mentioned. So does it feel like when you guys were putting the team together, did you know that coming into it with Marv, that he had grown a little bit from his stint on Sentinels? Or was it just like, we know what he could do, so let's just get him on this team?
I think it's both. We definitely knew he can do it. But also, like, I remember Chet saying, like, he had this little IGL thing in Sentinels. He definitely learned from it.
I like the way you guys are phrasing his little IGL thing. Just a wee IGL.
It was only for a short time, so
it's
that's
like 4 games.
No, it's just funny hearing it said so many times now. That little IGL.
Yeah, I think
just a little guy IGL.
I think him IGLing in Sentinels was a huge plus for us in terms of like picking out who we want to play with.
Yeah.
But I think he was pretty set in coming to this team, or like from on our side and on his side.
Yeah. Well, it was a perfect match for y'all, because you guys have already been there before.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we did get a great question from the Twitch chat, by the way. Shout out to Bri Valo, who says to us, how easy has it been trying to build chemistry with D1D1 and Ethan, and Marv coming back into the team? We've talked about Marv, but let's talk about D1D1 and Ethan, because as we were talking about, chemistry is a big part of this. So how's it been, incorporating D1D1 into the lineup? I know he's quite the character, but then also, Ethan in the IGL role, and you guys aren't taking those calls from Finesse anymore, so it's definitely a change of pace for y'all, right?
You can go.
Yeah, it was definitely a process. I mean, we knew Ethan like from Counter-Strike back in the day. Even outside the game, we were like really good friends. So I say transitioning into him was obviously easy. He's in a new role, which is like, IGL is not an easy role, so we definitely try to support him and help him as much as we can.
Yeah.
We know how hard it is because, I mean, we play with FNS, who like was the GOAT. So we've been trying to like just get Ethan just as much help as he can get. And then D1D1, he was pretty easy as well. Like, he's just that guy that's like stone cold and he just wants to like be the best. So he just oozes it into everyone.
Yeah.
Something I really respect about Max is that, like, he came back, or he's last year he was like Champs MVP, and it's really easy to let that get to your head. But like,
I feel like he's humble in this.
He is very humble, like surprising. Like,
it's very different from his outside persona, like outside the team. He's very humble. Like he's a good teammate. That's the only way I can put it. He's a great teammate.
That sounds so weird to me. Given last year, bro was catching fines left and right.
To be fair, though, that was the outward personality. Inside, seems like everything's always fine.
Yeah, he's like really willing to learn. Like, he accepts anything we say, and not just that, like, he's not afraid to say what he wants to do. So I think that's really good.
Yeah, that helps out a bunch. I can only imagine here. Of course, folks, let's go ahead and take a look at where we are with the schedule and what we're going to be checking out tomorrow, mañana. We got ourselves some pretty solid ones. You got G2 versus EG, and then it's going to be the Sentinels taking on 100 Thieves, because we really, really like followers on our Twitch account, clearly. So, guys, thoughts on this match? Thoughts on Sentinels, man? I mean, you guys, had to see them win a championship over in Madrid. How you guys feeling about that? Ready?
They look very good. I definitely think that game is like a juice box. Like, the viewers will definitely be getting like, everything they want in that game. I kind of feel like it's becoming like a classic in itself. They always play now, like Sentinels and 100 Thieves, like the clout match. But yeah, Sentinels, they look amazing. We scrimmed them a few times, and yeah, like, they're still looking good. So
still looking good.
Definitely the team to beat.
Yeah, still looking. Not a shock there, but of course
they're going to be juicing that.
Yeah, you already know.
It's going to be nutty. All right, guys. Well, before we go, earlier we asked Ethan who he would give a free sub to, and he said FNS. But turns out Sam was watching, and we want to show you guys his reaction because he stole that free sub. Let's take a look.
Quick, very serious question for you. If you have a free stream sub to give out, would you pick FNS or Sam?
I'll give it to FNS. I think Sam's got enough.
NRG!
I'm sure FNS is very happy to hear that. Best of luck today.
Well,
right,
Sam's left the team. Okay, so hate to see it.
We've lost him. I agree. Sam's got enough. Sam's got enough.
Sam's got enough. I love that.
Sam's got enough.
Oh, man. Well, guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining us here today. Always a pleasure to talk to the both of you. Congratulations on a massive win. Look forward to seeing what the rest of you guys could do throughout stage one. It's going to be awesome. All right, folks. Well, that is going to do it for us here today. But don't worry. There's so much more coming right here tomorrow. Same time, same place. We look forward to seeing you then. Take care.
Thanks, boys.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
A lot of pressure on Leviathan right now to understand what could come out of this game. The pressure that people are expecting Leviathan to have prepped and be prepared for this matchup to come into stage one and fire on all cylinders.
Spike planted.
Get out of my way!
Last player standing. Hey.
The pick comes down. Moose is alone. He's going to get spotted for sure after the Nanos one comes down. Nice little first shot, a second, but the defuse will still come through.
One enemy remaining.
Seems like they're just going to call protocols to make them think twice. Rooney with 3.
So they're just letting Vanity win that 1v1, and he will. And C9 will be able to push this to a third map.
What's up, brothers? What's up, brother?
Smoke now dissipates. The backstab of the trade. Calm now the 1v1. The pit comes out, and he's dying now too. The volley, but Boom wins that 1v1, and Cloud9 closes the series.
New rookies, new ideas coming in, and really have had to redefine themselves both times. But still consistently, this match has always delivered.
Down to 1. Crashies with the dart. Crashies with the swing. And it's all a game now. He's going to get the kill, but the map goes in favor of NRG. Flash, the counter paranoia is there. It's going to buy a little bit of time. It's been half, but now Marv with a whole lot to do. And not a lot of time to do it. It doesn't matter. The kill comes through. The defuse comes through.